Hello, everybody. Gratitude. Hope yous are all doing well. Me and the dog are up in the national park today, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a lovely day, and I thought I'd take yous along with me and show you this place. It's a really beautiful place. It's very organic, very natural, and it's a beautiful walk. It's miles and miles. I mean, you can go on forever. It really just depends on how far you want to go. And it was a really lovely afternoon, so I thought I'd come up here and I'd take these along with me on the journey. So this video is it's going to be a bit different. It'll be a bit longer, so I'll talk about some things and then maybe we'll just sort of wander along and you can enjoy the scenery, and we'll just talk about subjects that come to my mind as we're going along. There's a lot of like different rivers that flow in and around here. They sort of all intersect and intertwine along the pathways here, and it's really, really beautiful. So this. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I mean, if you want to come along, and I hope you enjoy it. Luna's dying to go in for a swim, but it's a bit deep there for her. She kind of likes to be able to put her feet in first, and then she'll go out into the deeper water. So anyway, come along with me, and you can explore this beautiful national park along with me. I just saw some ducks going down, and I'm not kidding you, it looked like they had about 10 babies along with them. And I was trying to run up and get a hold of them before, excuse me, before they went down the river. But they were in a hurry wherever they were going. So, but as we're going along, we might be able to see them again. They might be down the river a wee bit further. And if I see them, I'll try and capture them in a video. They were absolutely gorgeous, so they were. And it's just absolutely beautiful park here. I'll try not to swing the camera around too much, make you dizzy, so you can see. It's just such a beautiful organic park, and they just leave it very natural. It's one of the things that I really like about it. And there's lots of little paths and little areas that you can go down and meander through. Little bridges. Luna's saying, Mum, come on, hurry up. Beautiful wildlife as well. There's a natural wildlife reserve here as well, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's a really nice place to come and unwind and take some time out. And that's actually one of the things I was thinking about. There's Luna. Going to go in and get a wee swim. She loves swimming. Just might be a little bit deep there for her. What I'll do is I'll take her over here a wee bit, and she might be able to go in if I don't fall over and get a wee swim, and then she'll be happy. There you go, my baby. If you want to go in, get over there. She goes now. There she goes. But one of the reasons I wanted to bring you along on this walk is because I was thinking about. I'm going to title this video "Switch Off Your Television," or even better, throw it out the window. Because I was thinking about how People can get a lot of anxiety these days and feel very depressed and downbeaten about things that are happening in the world at the moment. And we have a lot of things going on in our world. Oh, don't know if you can see that wee birdie that was just, not sure what type. It's a little waterfowl bird, but I'm not actually sure what breed it is. But I think Luna just startled it. It must have been in the... There's all these nettles here. Loads of undergrowth for wildlife to keep it really natural so that they have good habitat to nest in and have shelter from the bad weather and from the sun. It's quite warm here in the summer. But anyway, there's a lot of things happening in the world, and what I've noticed myself is a lot of people suffering from anxiety and depression and worry about their future and worrying about things that are happening in the world that are thousands of miles away from here. And it's not that we shouldn't care about what's happening in our world. Of course we should. But a lot of these things are happening in our world. We can't do anything about them. And what happens is people watch a lot of news, they watch a lot of media, and they're on social media as well. And if you're watching the telly too much and you're watching social media too much, it can create a lot of anxiety because a lot of these things are sensationalized and they're hyped up. Especially on social media, you'll see it. And it creates a lot of fear in people, creates a lot of anxiety. And the reason I wanted to bring you out here is to show you that there's no wars going on out here. There's no cost of living crisis out here. And if you're feeling stressed and you're feeling anxious, switch off your television and come out into beautiful nature like this and take it in. And you'll feel so much better if you do. And just spend less time getting caught up in politics or what's happening in whatever country you're from, what's happening in the governments, and all the sort of hype about the cost of living or who's going to drop what bomb on who first and who's going to ignite, the next war. It's all just a little bit too much for people to deal with. And what I've learned is we don't have any control over these things. There's a little waterfowl bird just swimming down there, just swimming past. A lot of them are having their babies at the moment, so you see babies popping up everywhere. And it's a little bit, I don't know if me and Luna are going to be able to come through here. It's a bit overgrown. She's sort of leading the way here. But everything is so sensationalized compared to when I was younger. When you watched the news when you were younger, you got the news. And I always remember at the end of the news, they used to have a happy story. I don't know if you've had that in your country. There would always be some sort of story about a dog that was rescued or something like that. They always ended on a happy note, but you don't see that anymore. But the news was the news. And I know we didn't have Facebook and that and things like that when we were growing up. We spent much more time outdoors. We spent much more time outdoors. And we weren't caught up, we didn't even know about half the things that were going on around the world, but in some ways I think that was a good thing. Just being careful not to get stung on nettles, because they're stingy little buggers. But in a way that was a very good thing, because you weren't so fixated, and our world's become smaller because of social media. And I'm not knocking social media, because it's been fantastic in so many ways. It's allowed people to create content, make businesses, communicate. You can communicate like I've got a wee sticky here stuck to me. You can communicate in ways that you never could before. And you could communicate in ways that you couldn't before. Just the press of a button, and it's absolutely fantastic. But like anything, it has its dark side. And one of the dark sides, unfortunately, is the fact that, we have clickbait society, we have, a lot of fear mongering, a lot of people putting up stuff just to send people into fear. So, you know, and I think we need to remember to come away from all of that, and remember that we still live in a planet, a beautiful planet, and we have nature, and we have, oh, there's a mum and her babies just there. They're so cute, look at them. Beautiful. And she's got some in there. Looks to be, there's some going into the hedgerow. She's got quite a good brood there. She's got, look, I would say at least 7 or 8 there. That's a good brood for 2 parents. Yeah. But anyway, it's good to get away from all of that, because sometimes when you're on social media and you're watching the television too much, it just it seeps into you. Sometimes you're not even aware of it. And I mean, I don't even own a television. I like to watch podcasts and videos and stuff. And the great thing about that, it gives you the freedom to be able to watch what you want to watch. And you can stay away from negative content if you don't want to watch it. But even within that, I'm always reminding myself to get outside and be in the real world. This is the real world. What you're watching on the television is not the real world. Hang on, I've lost my dog. To watch, because sometimes Luna will panic if she loses sight of me. And here she comes. Good girl. She's very, very bonded, and it's just been me and her for a long time. So if she loses sight of me, she panics a wee bit. So I don't like to go too far ahead of her. German Shepherds are so they get so bonded. I don't think I've ever owned a dog, and I've had a few German Shepherds that are so bonded to you, like a shepherd. They just want to be. They basically are like another limb. Quite amazing, actually. But I hope you are enjoying the walk. So that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Step away from the television, or as I said, better off, chuck it out the window, because this is the real world. Where I am now is the real world. It's my real world, what's around me, what's happening in the Middle East or another part of the world. Yeah, it is happening, but it's not happening in my world. And there's not a lot I can do about it. Do you want to go in here, Lena? You know, and I don't have a lot of control over what's happening in Parliament, or wherever part of the world you live in, you know, in your congress or whatever. We don't have any control over these things. All we have control of is what's happening right in front of us. And if you get lost in social media and televisions, it's just going to create anxiety. You're going to think that that's outside your front door. And you're going to get lost in it. Isn't that beautiful? A little waterfall up there. And when you come out here to a place like this, you realise that not everything in the world is bad. Not everything in the world is messed up, even though some parts. It's like everything, the yin and the yang. And you come out here and you see that the world is still going on here. You know, the ducks are still having their babies and they're making homes and they're out here living their lives in this beautiful environment. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And it'll bring you back and it'll make you realise that there's still beauty in the world. Not everything in the world is bad, you know. And when you go on to, if you're watching the news, it's easy to think that we live in a very, very bad world. And there are aspects of it that are bad. Absolutely. But there's still a lot of beauty to be found wherever you live. And coming out into a natural environment like this, it'll take that anxiety away, take that depression away, and it'll lift your mood the more and more you do it. And you'll feel so much better. Plus you'll get a lot of exercise rather than just sitting down, you know, and getting immersed in all of that technology. Which I believe is not good for you at all. It has its place. But it shouldn't become, you know, it shouldn't get to the point where you're gripped in it and you're getting emotionally gripped into it. And it's affecting your day-to-day life. So there's a couple of male ducks here. You can tell these male ducks here because they have a green cap. You'll see it on their heads. They're the male ducks. Come on down here, Lena. Good girl. As long as I don't go on my backside. The weather's really nice today. It's not too hot. It's just nice temperature. It's a little cool breeze. It's just perfect for walking in. One of the things that's nice about these national parks here is they keep them very natural. Try not to disturb the plant life and the wildlife. They just make these little pathways through, and pretty much they just let it sort of organically develop. And as you can see, there's waterways on this side here, and then there's a river here to my right. And you can go up and down little avenues as you meander along. Here, Luna. Come here. Good girl. And I love all these, when trees fall down, they just leave them. They just leave them fall down just as natural, and it creates shelter for the wildlife and a nice seat if you want to have a wee picnic. There's quite a few people out and about today, as you can imagine. It's a Sunday, and I think the kids are still off school here. They were off for Easter. They're probably heading back tomorrow, actually. So they're all out on their bikes, enjoying a day out. And it's lovely to see that. It's lovely to see families bringing their kids out and they're not sitting, at home on their PlayStations all day. It's wonderful. I'm not exactly sure how big this national park is. I haven't actually looked at the map. There is a few maps as you come in. But it is quite big. It goes on and on. You can spend quite a few hours if you wanted to walk the whole route. I mean, I've done quite a big bit of this park, but I've not done it all. I was just thinking about the other day, and I put up a video and I was talking about a proverb about how when you have rocks in the water, your life is turbulent, and then when you take the rocks out, it's calm. This just made me think about it. So there's your life there right now if it's full of rocks. And then as you go down and take the rocks out, it starts to get smoother. and smoother. There's something really soothing about the flow of water and the noise of water. It's absolutely beautiful. I love all these little streams coming through here. A lot of the wildlife are. They're very protected in those little streams that run alongside the rivers here. It's really lovely little habitats for them. There's a duck trying to swim upstream, but it's a bit too rough for it to be able to get up there. So we'll just meander on, and if anything comes to mind about interesting that I think about talking about it, I'll just let it flow naturally, and I can talk about it. So many wee nooks and crannies just like to explore. I think that used to be an old watermill over there, because I don't know the area, but in the UK there's a lot of buildings like this um, that used to be old mills years ago, and they've been renovated into flats. A lot of them used to be, flour mills or uh, textile mills, things like that. They were always built beside the river. So, on this way, baby. Power of nature, huh? Powerful force. That big tree, isn't it amazing? Some beautiful trees in here. There's another one here that I just passed. Massive oak tree. I think it's probably one of the biggest oak trees I've ever seen. Now that is a good age, that tree. It is very gnarly looking. It's quite phenomenal, the size of it. Just down there. Getting that real strong smell of barkwood, wet barkwood. So if you are feeling anxious, if you are feeling like the world is a bit heavy at the moment, and you've been on social media a lot, or you've been watching the news, please switch it off for a while, because you're not doing your health any good. Come out into nature like this. And look at the beauty that's in the world. Look at what's around you in your local area. And disconnect from that. And it'll do the world a good. And it costs nothing. Absolutely free to walk in this national park and enjoy it. Your baby. Come in. Come here, Mum. Just let this cycle pass. I was just letting a cyclist pass there because these paths are quite narrow. And I don't think there would be enough room for me, Luna, and him to get by. So, just moved in there for a wee minute to let him through. It's great for the kids getting out, getting their hands dirty. There, get a bit of muck on them. Come here, Luna. Luna, wait. Luna. Good girl. Right there, baby. Hold on. That's darling. Right there, baby. Go on ahead, it's alright. Good, good. There's a pond here. It's quite nice. Just a real natural pond. And I think there's quite a lot of fish in it, but I'm not sure what type. I've seen the air bubbles coming up. But it's a beautiful pond, very natural, very organic pond. Sometimes I love watching people's videos where they're just, walking through parks and stuff. That kind of serenity about it. Good girl. Good girl. Come on, Luna. Come on. Good girl. That wee fella had a horn on his back. Haven't seen one of them in years. And I think Luna thought it was like one of those squeaky toys. She's got one. Probably seen it. If you've watched other videos of mine, sometimes she's had it out with her and walks. It's got a little squeaker inside. And I think she thought it was something like that. But I'm going to get my sticks and my tripods out tonight because I'll have a bit of time. So I'm definitely going to do that so that I can get the phone back up on the tripod again. And what I might do is, come on darling, when I'm doing some videos at home, sometimes when I'm sitting at home and I'm doing paintings and stuff, I start thinking about things that I'd like to make a video about or journal about. And because I don't have the tripod out. Oh, there's another mama with her baby. She's got, let's see if I can get her. Oh, there she is. She's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 7 beautiful wee babies that she's got along behind her. And I don't see Dad. You tend to find Dad's not too far away when you see Mama out with the babies. They look like they're not that long hatched. They're quite tiny. They're all kind of getting stuck around behind the undergrowth, trying to find their way around. They are catching back up to Mum. That's quite funny. They're just so beautiful. And that's the real world, you know. It's not inside the television. I don't see Dad, but maybe Dad's up at the nest. There's another waterfowl bird over there. Not actually sure what the name of that bird is. I'm normally pretty good with waterfowl, but I don't actually know what that one's called. But I mean, if you come out here and after 20 minutes, you won't have a care in the world. And you'll realise that even though there's a lot of things going on in the world, and I mean, our world has gotten pretty crazy, there's no doubt about it. But you've got to remember a lot of that, there's not a lot we can do about it. And we don't know what's going to happen in the future. And we can't live in the future. We can only, deal with what's happening in front of us now. And this is what's happening in front of me now. And I feel at peace. And I've got a lovely companion here who's sharing it with me. Andrew, baby? Oh, yeah? Are you having fun? Yeah. And, I mean, I don't know what more could you want. It reminds you that there is still beauty in the world. There's peace, there's tranquility. It's all around you. Just step away from the television, step away from social media for a while, and come out and enjoy it. Get some exercise. Feel the sun on your skin. Things are not as bad as what you might think they are. And hopefully it'll bring you some peace, because it brings me peace. And just watch all the little creatures just living their lives. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there's a little robin just down here in front of me. And it's just sitting there doing its thing, like Luna is. Luna's sitting there doing her thing, aren't you, Luna? Yeah? You doing your thing? Hey? Good girl. Yeah, good girl. I used to do a lot of cycling years ago. I used to cycle for miles and miles, and I had a German Shepherd, a black and tan one, before I had this girl. And I trained him to ride along with me on the bike. And when I lived in Scotland at that time, Scotland's got the most amazing cycling paths. It's got networks throughout the whole country. You can see fish jumping there. And me and him used to get on the bike, and we'd get on the cycle tracks, and we would explore for miles and miles way out in the countryside. Sometimes we would do 12 kilometres, and he was very fit. And then what we do is, and normally maybe get the train back home, because it would be too much for him to cycle back that distance, you know. At the same time, so if we were camping overnight, it would be alright. He'd be able to cycle back the next day, but I wouldn't expect him to cycle 12 kilometres back again. So we'd sometimes just jump back on the train on the way home. And I would bring, a cooking stove and all that. Hiya. And I'd bring a cooking stove, and we would stop along the way and cook up something nice, some bacon or sausages, and make a pot of coffee. And it was just, oh, it was an amazing experience. It's amazing how the most simple things just bring you so much pleasure. I mean, I think some of the most simplest things I remember. I remember those things way better than going out to fancy restaurants or things like that. It's always these very natural outdoor things where you cook on a campfire, you light a fire, and oh, there's that little robin there. I don't know if you've heard that saying that a robin, we have a saying here in come here, Linda, good girl, in the UK, that when a robin comes to visit you, it's a loved one that's passed on. Come here, good ghetto. Hiya. Um, Coming to visit. It's a very nice thing. It's a little pair, actually. There's another one up there on the tree. And it's a lovely little saying, that. And anytime I see robins, I always think of my parents that have passed away, or someone that I know, coming to say hello. And it's funny because I remember when my mother passed away. And I remember my mother passed away in Ireland, and I remember when we all went home, for the funeral. And we went home, and I remember going in to see my father. And I'll never forget that morning. we were all in, the family, and we were sitting with my father and we were talking, having tea, and next thing a little robin came to the back screen door and it was trying to get in. And I remember thinking at the time, God, that's so weird. And I think my mother had died maybe just 2 days maybe before that. And it was so strange. I remember thinking, we were all the family there with my father, and this little robin it was actually trying to get in. It was really pecking at the window, and I've never really seen a robin behave that way before. And I remember thinking, that was my mother. Oh, there's another duck with her babies, and there's Daddy at the back. She's got 6 babies with her. And there's another pair, but they don't have any babies. They're over there in that plankton, eating good stuff in there. 2, 4, 6, yeah, she's got 6 babies. Absolutely gorgeous. Now that other female could possibly be a chick of hers from last year or the year before. And because ducks are quite territorial and they don't normally allow other females around their babies like that, so that might be one of her other babies. And they're in a little family group there. Because one of the babies is keeping quite close, and that's quite unusual to see. Someone's down there enjoying a wee bit of fishing. It's a freshwater river there, so oh, there's another pair. But I won't put the video over because it'll be too far away. Once I get my sticks back up, I'll be able to zoom from the sticks, so I'll be able to zoom in that. Luna's going to go in and get another wee swim, I think. Trying to see how many she's got there. It's quite hard to count them because they're bobbing about. She's got 2, 4, 6. She's got 7, I think. Looks like. They're all loving that kind of grass that's growing in there in the river. They're all feeding away on it. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, she's got 7 babies. You might be able to see them now. 2 of them's got left behind, and Mama's waiting on them. Oh, one more. There they go. Yeah, so beautiful. Mama waiting for the other 2 to catch up. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, here they're coming a wee bit closer. And they're absolutely toty, so they're not long hatched. Don't know if you can see them. Their little heads bobbing, they're so beautiful. They're feeding away, she's showing them where to get. It's very, very rich, this river. Absolutely gorgeous. Off they go, going about their business. Now, some ducks up there on the bank, sunbathing, taking it easy. You know, we can learn a lot from animals. Taking time to rest. Absolutely beautiful. Spring's such a beautiful time of year because everything just sort of bursts into life. And if you are facing challenges in your life, this is one of the best things you can do. If you're healing or trying to work through problems, come out into an environment like this. And you'll feel so much better. The duck under here. Oh, there we go. Gorgeous. Well, that's us just coming back out now. We didn't go too far in. Just took you on a little walk with me. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope that it's inspired you to get out and about and come away from the telly. Come out of social media for a while. Take a walk. And enjoy what's around you. Don't try not to be worrying too much about what's going on in the world. Try and look at the beauty that's around you. Take care. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if you like it, subscribe, hit the like. Be greatly appreciated. Bye for now.